Hey y'all, it's Lindsay and I want to share some Amazon favorites with you today. I've had several comments over the past couple of months asking if I would share some of my favorite Amazon things for following the Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle. This is also applicable to a keto lifestyle or a low carb way of eating or a sugar-free way of eating. And I have my top 5 things that I buy on a very consistent basis. Like, I'm never without these things in my pantry at any given point in time. I've got a lot of special ingredients that I like to use, and I want to make a clarifying point right here. You do not need special ingredients to follow Trim Healthy Mama, keto, low carb, sugar-free lifestyles. You don't. You really don't. But if you're like me and Jared and our family, we really like dessert, we really like sweet treats, we really like to have baked goods. So these things make our experience with Trim Healthy Mama and with low carbing or keto style eating much more enjoyable. Down below, I'm going to have all of these items linked for you from Amazon. They will be affiliate links. If you use them, I really appreciate it, but if you don't, I have no problem with that. I totally get it. With all that said, let me share with you my top 5 Amazon pantry staples. For starters, I like to have Stevia. This is one of the first things that I bought whenever we decided to go on Trim Healthy Mama, low carb, all the things. And I personally really love this sweet leaf stevia. This is powdered stevia. And I also really love the Now Better Stevia. I like to use the liquid stevia in drinks and in things that don't need to be baked, but I prefer to use the powder version in baked goods. It's just my personal preference, honestly. And I also, if you watch any of my What I Eat in a Day videos, you'll notice this little guy, which is just a 1 ounce dropper bottle. I like to transfer the liquid stevia into there. That way, whenever clumsy me winds up knocking things over, I only lose about half an ounce versus losing, you know, like 4 out of 8 ounces in my larger bottle. So, stevia, first thing I like to buy. Also, I buy this probably every 6 to 8 months. I want to say that's about how long this bottle lasts. And because I don't use that bottle for literally everything, I can make this last really long as well. This lasts about, I would say about 8 months to a year. So it's a really good value to buy stevia. For other baking needs, I like to use this Hoosier Hill Farm granular erythritol. I buy this on Subscribe and Save because that's the least expensive. It is, I think it's a 2.5 pound bag, and it's like less than $12 on Subscribe and Save, which is fantastic. And I like to buy the granulated erythritol because it's more versatile than the powdered erythritol. I make quite a few recipes that do require granular sweeteners like cookies. There's a hot fudge pie from Nana's Little Kitchen that I love to make, and those require granulated sweeteners as opposed to powdered sweeteners. So buying the granulated erythritol is better whenever you're on limited space or a limited budget. You can easily grind this sweetener up in a coffee grinder or in a blender. I use my Ninja, one of the single serving cups, for blending that up, and that works out really nicely. I do buy powdered erythritol as well, but the thing I come back to almost always is this erythritol. Like I said, I get this on Subscribe and Save. It's the least expensive that way, and I buy it every 1 to 2 months, depending upon how much we've used that particular month. Next up is almond flour. We really like this Bob's Red Mill almond flour because it's super fine, it has a fantastic texture to it, and this 3-pound bag usually lasts us about 3 months, possibly 4 months. And next up, Isopure Whey Protein Isolate, and this is the unflavored version. I like to buy unflavored. This one is 0 fat, 0 carbs, 25 grams of protein, and it is very versatile. I use this in low carb baking. I make it into straight up just like protein milk. I make it in protein shakes or smoothies and the like. I also use this in hot soups in order to bump up that protein if it's like a lower protein soup. I don't like to put it directly into hot liquids because it kind of gets clumpy, but if you mix it into a cool liquid first and then put it into something like a hot soup, it will work out really nicely to add a higher protein content. Also, I buy this on Subscribe and Save. That's the cheapest way to get this, in my opinion. I want to say this one's a 3-pound container, and it's right around between $32 and $35 whenever I get it on Subscribe and Save, and I probably buy this every 3 to 4 months. Last but not least, coconut oil. This is the Nutiva coconut oil. We buy it in a 1-gallon tub, and this is the refined version. This one makes a better tasting skinny chocolate, or as we like to make, Jared approved chocolate. It makes it not taste coconutty. A lot of people don't struggle with coconut flavoring. We just don't care for it in our sweets. So we use this for baking. We use this for making candies. I have unrefined coconut oil that's like strewn about the house for things like body care and that I use, but I like to use this in the kitchen. I got this on Subscribe and Save. I still get this on Subscribe and Save. I think I have one coming this month on my Subscribe and Save order, and that's the cheapest way to get this. This is a gallon, and I think this week or this month I'm paying $15 and change for it, so less than 16 bucks on Amazon Subscribe and Save. Huge tub of it. This lasts us around 8 months, give or take. Sometimes it lasts a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. Just depends on how much skinny chocolate or Jared approved chocolate I'm making for that season. Okay, those are my top 5 things I would buy first whenever diving into more special ingredient type things with Trim Healthy Mama or low carb or keto. All of those links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye!